Hey, come on. Oh, what is this? Is this something a little bit different? Yeah, today we're not streaming, okay? This is recording. And today, look, I got a little story time for you guys, okay? And while I play this game, I'm gonna try and finish the story before I rage quit because you know. But anyway, today's story is about something really interesting that happened. You know, at this point it's almost almost a bit it was like 2 years ago, okay? So, here's how the story begins, right? So around, I think it was August of 2024, I get hired at Burger King. And you know what? Something to keep in mind for the rest of the story, this is my first ever job, okay? It's a really important point that you need to remember until the very end of this, okay? So yeah, I get hired, and I'm gonna lie to you, the first months, they go pretty well. I think the contract was 30 hours a week, not too bad. You know, with this contract, I would have enough time to go for the bids, man. So that made me relatively happy. Everyone there was so nice. There was just one guy. There was only one guy that pissed me off a little bit, and I promise you, if this nigga saw me in person, he would walk the other way. But look, that's not just me just trying to sound like a tough guy, because let's be real, I'm not. But I'm just saying, like, Steve Urkel would beat this nigga's ass. So that's the point that I'm trying to make. But you know, luckily, that guy left for like after I think a few months, because he went to be a vice something, I don't fucking know. And to top it all off, that nigga was a Pokemon fan too. So that's very disappointing. But anywho, that guy leaves. I'm pretty happy. And you know, the people that joined in his place, they were nice. You know, pretty. Everyone was good at what they did. I had a lot of people of my age, so it felt like going back to school a little bit. Even though I didn't really like to go. Even though I didn't really like going to school. But you know, I still somewhat. I didn't hate it. You know what? That's one way to put it. So okay, so just to clarify, I actually have a bullet. I was gonna say I have a list of things that I want to say because I don't want to forget anything about this story. Okay, this is uncut. We're keeping all of this. Fuck it. Okay, I guess we're going back. This is the third time, by the way, this happened. I tried 2 times earlier, and there's something wrong with the game. But yeah, anyway, so this first period of the game, it lasts the contract, it lasts 6 months, and my shit gets renewed. Awesome. Hey, I'm happy. Shit. And they're like, hey man, you get to do 18 hours, and you'll earn the same amount of money. And I was like, huh, what? That's kind of lit. And also keep this in mind too. Keep this in mind. Keep that. But okay, you know what? Do I just go free roam? Fuck it. Okay, you know what? You don't want to work? Fine. We'll do free roam. But anyway, so you know this news that I'll be earning the same amount for only doing a measly 18 hours was good to me, man. Shit. But the same amount, like I said, keep that for later. Keep that for later. It's gonna be important. So I guess these first few months are the calm before the storm, so to speak. You know. January, February, they go pretty well. I won't lie to you. Now March is where shit starts to hit the fan. You know what? Going back to the game, I'm just gonna look for P-switches. The game wants to piss me off already. Literally before, working totally fine. Nothing. Online works perfectly. You know what? But I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise. I won't lie to you. It's kind of a blessing in disguise. Because online kind of sucks the dick. But okay, you know what, anyway, back to the story. March, I'm chilling at home. I think I'm working on a video or something. And I get a call from one of my managers. By the way, just to point out, 2 of my managers were younger than me. 2 of my managers, what am I supposed to do? Blue coins, okay. This dude was literally, I think, 21, and I was 23 at the time. So, this dude calls me on the phone at like 8:30 in the, 8 in the evening. And he's like, I'm like, yo, what's up? I'm like, look, man, you need to listen to me real quick, okay? Where's the last shit? Where is it? Yo. Where's the? Oh my God, fuck! Oh, piss of. Whatever. We'll do that later. Not fucking recharge. We're not doing that. Okay, so the nigga calls me, right? And he's like, yo, man, I need you to do me a big favor. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The nigga says, okay, I need you to call your. Okay, so one thing, I don't know if I'm even allowed to talk about this, but whatever, I don't care. We're gonna talk about it anyway. So Plus, we're telling this one in English, so we're good. So the nigga calls me like, okay, I need you to call your medic or your base doctor, and you need to call yourself sick for the rest of the week. And I'm like, what? The fuck are you talking about, bruh? Where's the next one? Okay, over here. Got it! Anyway, oh, fuck. What was I saying? Okay. I'm like, what the fuck do I need to do that? Okay. And he's like, okay, so the boss, basically, he got suspended. He got suspended because another boss from another Burger King joint accused him to Burger King HQ of falsifying clock-ins. What do I mean by that? He means, or they mean, that he will clock in and take his ass back home. Now, just to clarify, obviously that didn't happen because I was opening with this guy. By the way, he was a great guy. Got nothing against him. And so if that were the case, I would literally open there by myself. So that's physically impossible. And I was like, wow, why is that happening exactly? And he's like, oh, you know, man, this guy, you know, our manager, he's not really a bootlicker compared to everyone else. Every other, you know, manager at Burger King. And Burger King is starting to get pissed off with this nigga. So, yeah, they're trying to take this nigga out as easy, as quick as possible. So, to make it even worse, they didn't even ask for proof. The chick was like, yeah, this dude did some fuck shit, and Burger King was like, bet, say less. This guy, get this nigga out of here. And everyone else was like, you know. So I hear all that, and he goes back to the, okay, so are you willing to do this because, you know, everyone else in the crew is protesting because they want to stay home because all this is a bunch of bullshit. And I was like, look, I'll call you later. I'll think about it, right? And I call him like, oh wait. Shit. Where is it? Hold on. Gotcha. So weak. But anyway, so yeah, I call him back like 30 minutes later, and he's like, and I'm like, yo, man, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this because I know this whole situation's with my boss or something, but I really don't want to get involved in this nonsense. And he's like, okay, yeah, man, whatever. You do you, bruh. And I'm like, awesome. So, I think a few days go by. I come in there around lunchtime, you know, do the usual shift. I come in, and I shit you not, the chick who accused them is right in there as the substitute manager. And I'm like, that's too low. Okay, that's the wrong one. Fuck. Okay, I'm like this. I'm like that. But, you know what? I kind of... Oh, wait. I'm going to lose. Oh. Okay, no, I'm good. Okay. So, you know, she shows up in my kitchen. Not really mine, but you get the idea. No, fucking God. You're fucking serious. Fuck. Okay, whatever. We'll do that one later. I come in. I kind of pretend like nothing happened. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up? Hey, good to see you. Okay, so I don't think this was the same day as what I'm about to tell you right now, which is about to be the reason why I titled what I titled the video. Well, we'll just say it is, okay? So there's this other chick in the office, right? And she's also from Burger King HQ, but she's in charge of human resources, right? So at one point she calls me like, Julian, look. I need you to get out the kitchen real quick. I need you to talk to you for a second. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. She calls me in, calls to her office, and I'm like, hey man, what's up? What's going on? This bitch pulls out a piece of paper, and she's like, look man, it's been reported that you actually missed 2 entire shifts last week, and I need you to justify them, otherwise I'm gonna give you a strike. And look, I'm gonna preface this by saying I don't actually know how jobs work in the US, but here there's a thing called a strike, right? I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, honestly. I'm not about to laugh at you. There's this thing called a strike, right? So if you fuck up, do something really bad, you get a strike. And I guess kind of like baseball, 3 strikes, you're out. You're eligible to get fired. So they're like, hey man, if you don't have a reason as to why you didn't skip these 2 whole shifts, we're gonna give you a strike. So I'm not worried at all, not panicking at all. I just pull out my phone and I'm like, look man, this is the real shift that happened, and these are the 3 shifts that I had and that I was obligated to do. So these niggas literally went out of their way to modify the shift of the previous week to make it look like I skipped 2 shifts. And you know what? Let's theorize for a bit. Let's just say I did do that, right? I did do that, and even if I did do that, fuck, voice crack. Okay, I need some water. Even if I did do that, I would still not be obligated. Hey, I would still not be obligated to do those shifts, because after those 3 previous ones, I already reached 18, which was the minimum amount required for my contract. So I'm like, I didn't say that to them because I didn't really want to start something. I'm talking about MJ. So, and also, let's just say I didn't do 18 hours, and those shifts were there. I promise you, everyone and their fucking mama would be calling and texting me, be like, yo, Julian, where the fuck are you? Get your dumb black ass to the shift. And I'll be like, say less, man, say less. So, safe to say, that didn't happen. You know, and as soon as I immediately proved that none of that bullshit ever happened, they're like, okay, man. They literally take the piece of paper and throw it in the garbage immediately, right? So that already is a bit fishy. So after the false accusation, they kind of cut to the chase. They're like, okay, man, look, I know there's been something going on with you and the crew and your managers, right? Because I actually forgot to mention this earlier, right? My manager actually went to my house because I had to testify for him that he didn't skip any shifts, right? And obviously I went there, helped him out, signed whatever, because I'm a good guy. And at that point, I did, I guess the Italian equivalent of pleading the fifth. Is that what it's called? Yeah, pleading the fifth. I said, you know what? I'm not going to say anything because guess what? I'm just here to clock in, put the fries in the bag, and go back home and get paid at the end of the month. And they started looking at me and I'm like, what the fuck is this black motherfucker saying, right? Obviously they didn't say that, but, you know, that's basically what ended up happening. I'm going to leave this map because it's starting to piss me off. No, that's the wrong shit. Let's go over here. So yeah, I plead the fifth and I go back into the kitchen and finish the rest of my shift. Okay, let's go back to the bullet list. Okay, so after this whole debacle, I think a month goes by or something like that, and luckily my boss gets his place back. You know, the charges drop. I guess they weren't really charges. He didn't get arrested, but the charges of accusation, they get dicked. They get dicked, and all is good, man. I guess we somewhat go back to normal, right? The boss is back. You know, everyone's happy. Boom. He thanks us. Hey, man, thank you for your cooperation. You really helped me out because he was going to lose his old job and his life. So that would have been pretty bad. So, yeah, everything is good. You know, didn't really let bygones be bygones, but I guess that doesn't really matter. P-switch. So, now we're in April, I think. And all of a sudden, we got a new arc. It's called the Julian doesn't go to work anymore arc. Or we'll just say Diamond Money doesn't go to work anymore, to be more specific. Fuck! We're gonna complete that one. At one point, right, during my venture there, my boss is like, yo, man, I'm gonna have to keep you at home for the rest of the week. And I'm like, what's going on exactly? They're like, oh, you know, apparently there's not a lot of work going on. So, yeah, they're keeping you home. But don't worry, you'll get paid. And I'm like, awesome, really? I get to stay home, work on the vids, and get paid? Awesome. Keep this in mind, right? Keep this in mind. Another thing to keep in mind until the end of the story. So, this is April. I say 1 week at home. Awesome. So, next week goes by. Okay, hopefully, everything goes back to normal. It doesn't. I find out that in the entire week, I get one shift. One shift of, it was between 3 and 5 hours. So 5 hours at max throughout the entire week. I'm like, whatevs, not complaining. After all, they are gonna pay me. And they did. They did at the end of the month. They did pay me. And, you know, some of my coworkers, they're starting to get a little bit pissed off about this. You know, they're like, hey, man, I want to work and do overtime because this job is already kind of dead end, not really paying that much, considering that Oh wait, I forgot to bring this up. Italy has this thing called the non-existence of minimum wage. You heard that right. Italy, there's no minimum wage. So I could literally be paid in clams and the government would literally say nothing. You heard that right. They could pay me in coupons for kebabs and I still would have been good. Italy would have been like, sorry. So, whatevs. Can't really do anything about that. So, where was I? Okay, so, wait, let me look at the, fuck. I lost track of where I was going. Fuck, wait, hold on. Okay, the clothes arc. So, whatevs. I think I stay home for, why am I back here? We're gonna fast travel again. So, I think throughout the entire month of April, I don't think I did more than 3 shifts the entire month, and I'm not even kidding. But I still got paid the same amount, even if I did do all those shifts, right? So I'm happy. I'm like, bet. You want to pay me to not work? That's totally fine. So, you know, fast forward, we go to May. And May's like, okay, guys, we're going to start organizing the summer holidays. So what happens is you get to, I guess, not really pre-order. I don't think that's the right word. We're gonna, you can decide early when you want to stay home for the vacation, for summer. And I'm like, how does this work exactly? Because, I've never really done this because I've never worked before. And my manager's like, okay, so you can actually get the whole month of July off. And I'm like, what? Really? Awesome. So obviously I say yes to that. And just like that, I did get the whole month of July off and also paid. Keep this in mind. Keep this in mind for later. P-switch. I see a P-switch. From the 1st to the 31st, I'm at home. Don't work a single second, right? And I get paid the same amount even if I did. That sounds awesome, right? You're like, hey, Uncle Money. Isn't that fucking amazing? So, why is this title so crazy? We come back, right? And this next arc is called the Infestation arc, right? I come back, I think a week after I come back from my vacation, we get the top nigga of human resources. And he's like, look, man, we're going to do a revision of this restaurant to make sure that everything is up to standard. And I'm like, awesome. Don't really care. You do your thing. And the nigga comes back and is like, yo, man, there is a crazy infestation in this entire fucking restaurant. Daisy, are you gonna die? No! Anywho, yeah, there's an infestation of cockroaches in the entire joint. And I'm like, oh, awesome. I kind of already knew that because they were starting to pop up a little bit before the month of August. And I'm like, okay, sure. My manager is pretty mad because he got I guess a 0 tolerance instead of a good grade. Because it's divided into grades. It was from A to F. My manager is pretty pissed off. So, whatever. The shift goes on. And at 3 p.m., I think, the same nigga calls. And he's like, yo, man, you gotta close the restaurant right now. And it's 3 in the afternoon. And he's like, excuse me? Yep, that's right. Close this bullshit right now. What happens? We close the restaurant at 3. And from that point forward, the restaurant is closed again for even longer than before. I think for an entire, probably 2 months, the whole bitch was closed. No, fuck! Oh my. The entire bitch is closed, right? I don't go to work again. At one point, they're like, look, man, you can't stay at home anymore. You'll have to go to another joint. Luckily, there was another joint close to the one I was working at. So, I did a few shifts there, whatever. Apparently, I was obligated to do that, even though that's not the case. I could have literally sued Burger King for that, by the way. But, you know what? Really not that deep. So, that ended up not happening. Oh! Got it. So, I do my few shifts. And, the next check comes in. And my manager goes like, look, man, you was extremely negative on days off. And what I mean by that is when you take more days off than you're allowed every time you get paid, which by the way is a day and a half every month, you go negative, which means that if you were to leave, they actually tax money off your check in the last check you get after you leave, right? So in order to be back to zero, you would have to, you know, get all those days back by working either a fuck ton of overtime or working a lot of months. And for me, unfortunately, it was a lot of months. Okay? I'm kind of losing track of what I'm trying to say. But, so, I'm like, okay, awesome. So, I try to, you know, at this point, I try to get everything back, but it's very, very hard. And, I guess it was kind of the final nail in this whole story. Kind of pissed off about that because I've been wanting to leave for a while. You know, I was able to take everything by the chin ever since the whole thing that started with me getting accused of some dumb shit up until December of the next year. So it's already been over a year and I still stayed there. Isn't that crazy? I still stayed there because I was too scared to leave. So December is the last check, right? The last check. And I'm like, oh shit. This month, I worked Christmas and New Year's Eve. I had to close Christmas and New Year's Eve. Keep this in mind. So I was like, yo, this month, I'm gonna get a fat fucking check. I'm hype. Let's go. January 9th comes by, which is payday. These niggas took half of my check. Half of it. Now, normally, they would take around 20%. But apparently there's this thing in Italy where at the end of every year, I guess taxes go up a little bit. And for me, a little bit meant half. Over half of what is usually taken. So, I kind of felt like I was, you know, 30 years, if you know what I mean. So, that was a bit of a, literally that day, call my manager and I was like, yo, when can I talk to you? He was like, yo, man, I'm opening on Monday. I'm like, awesome. Boom, call Monday. Well, no, I called him Saturday, go Monday. And it was like, I go to him, go to his office, and he's like, hey, man, what's up? Everything good? I'm like, yo, man, I'm going to have to leave. And he looks at me, his eyes go wide open, right? His eyes look like bug eyes. He's like, what happened? And I'm like, you know, it stems from a lot of things. Not only everything that I just told you today, but, fuck! Wait, hold on! Oh, wait, no, I'm good, bro, get the fuck! Bah! Gotcha! But yeah, not only everything that happened ever since the beginning, kind of, but, you know, I've had some underlying issues that I don't normally want to talk about because otherwise this video is going to be an hour long. And he's like, okay, yeah, whatever. But he's like, okay, do you want a 2-week notice or do you want to leave immediately? And I'm like, I'm going to have to leave immediately because even if I gave a 2-week notice, they were going to still take my entire check because that's how negative I was on days off. And it was all the way back to when I did 3 weeks off and then when I took the whole month off of July. And if I knew anything about working, maybe that wouldn't have happened. So is it my fault? Maybe, kind of, okay? But at that point, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not gonna give you a 2-week notice because even if I gave a 1-month notice, I still would have been fucked. I would have probably gotten literally 20 bones. I'm not even kidding. I'm being dead ass serious. That's how much they would have taken for my check. So he's pretty sad, and I'm pretty sad too because, you know, overall, notwithstanding the bullshit from Burger King HQ, I had a pretty good time there. Everyone, except for that one nigga, everyone was good. They were all my age. They were nice. They were kind. They were good at what they did. I had a good time. I didn't want to. It didn't feel like going with them. I'm like, bro, I kind of want to throw my. I want to chop my throat off. That wasn't really the case, okay? And that makes me really happy. So, you know, I leave. I go back, given my I guess my uniform. Even though I wanted to keep the pants for a bit, but unfortunately that's not gonna happen. But you know, Sad days, unfortunately. I'm kind of disappointed to leave, but it had to be done, unfortunately. So yeah, I left, and I guess that makes me a free man, aka unemployed. Ah! What? Does it work? It does work. So, you know, for now, I think I'm chilling. I'm kind of working on some stuff personally. I think I got an idea of what I wanted to do. If it doesn't work, guess what? But I'll just find something else for now. But and yeah, that's the end of the story, man. 27 minutes. That's not bad. So yeah, guys, that title wasn't clickbait. Yeah, you might have been confused at the beginning of what I meant. Hopefully now you understand what I mean. And yeah, crazy story. I need some water. Hope you guys enjoy these type of story time shits. There's a lot more shit I want to talk about. I wanted to do it online because it would have had the rage, but the game doesn't want to work. This game has a budget, or this video has a budget, by the way. I literally had to get Nintendo Online because it expired. I had to get a new one for this vid. And what do you know? It didn't even work. I should have kept my money. Fuck! But anyway, that's it. That's it for Uncut Money. Peace out. See ya. Do I have another story? We'll see. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.